So it's 5:30 just about AM, folks. The sun is on its way up, so let's see if we can capture it. Because me and the dogs are always out for the sights and the sounds, and this camera slowly zoom and adjust. We try not to miss the day begin. See through the tree line there. Don't know if it'll show. Take a photograph of that. Always try and capture the sights and sounds and enjoy them, folks. Because in the distance, in fact, you can see everywhere is bone dry, tinder dry. We have this utility fog, smart dusting. We have the heavy metals and the nanoparticles and the non-nanoparticles in the distance there, folks. Ever present on the thousands of videos I've done of the dogs over the years. I'm just out for a nice, pleasant stroll. Let's see if we can just show you these birds here. Feeding on the pellets for the cows up in the shed at the top of the lane that spill out from the bucket of the digger that brings them up, about 2 ton in a bucket. And never far behind the birds feeding is this fat bleeder here. Searching them out, looking for them, picking them up, eating them. Give up trying to stop him, folks. There's just nowhere around here. It's the only way in and out. The roads here are now littered all around with these pellets that these two are enjoying, that the birds are enjoying. And as time passes now, in the next hour, there'll be hundreds of birds down on here, feeding on all these pellets. You can see them here. All these pellets that contain the stuff you don't want your animals eating. There she is, jumping merrily on them. Growth hormones in them, folks. But, I have no option now. I can't keep yanking them on the lead. These dogs are at an age now where it's just one of them things. Whilst we live down here, I'm just going to have to put up with them eating some of it. But you can see the feed. You can see the straw, whatever it is, that spills out from these buckets all along the roads around here for miles. And these pellets, these are what the birds seek out, as well as the dogs. Right, come on, lad. Come on, we're going this way, you two. They have other ideas there. Want to go that way. Come on then. Well, now they've decided they want to go this way. He's decided he wants to go that way. and I wanted to go that way. We have a dilemma, dog. But he's being stubborn here. So I'm going to follow her for a change. He always gets his own road. He's coming now. Come on. So these roads will be quiet now till... there's a school, a tiny school at the top of the village, so the road will be quiet now. Until about 8:15. Some of the younger kids are dropped off at the mums and tots place before they go to work. This is village life for me and Debbie. And it's a little bit too remote, considering Debbie's health. So we need to get back near the kids. It's nothing's accessible here. You need a car. Even just to nip to a shop, the nearest shop's 6 miles away, folks. As you can see, there's just nothing for miles. There's no walkways. You can't come out on the electric scooter that we bought her. The traffic on these roads, 60 miles an hour. And that, especially to some of the younger drivers, means can't fucking blanch when it comes to speed, because they do a lot more than that around here. I call it boredom. The village of Fordham, I call it boredom, folks, because there's very little to do. When the family come down, there's very little to do unless you drive out of the area, down into the towns. One of them 20 odd miles away, another one 20 odd miles away, 30 miles away. The nearest place to us, Welshpool, is 6 to 7 miles away. Newtown, 16 mile. We've got this salmony pink sky here now. The sun is up there now. Let's do a bit of a zoom in. It's just shrouded in whatever's up there in the air. It's beautiful here. But at our age, not so much me, but with Debbie's illness, she can't enjoy any of this. I can't take her out anywhere. I can't walk her anywhere. We certainly wouldn't push the wheelchair around here. And there's little hope of her getting safely around here on the scooter, folks, because there's no pavements. And like I say, these roads are narrow, as you can see, and then we've got all these... The farm tractors are the main traffic in and out here and around. And some of them are so huge, folks, they take up well over half the road, and they're frightening. It is a beautiful place. But it wasn't too bad where we came from, really. We had Hobson Moor, and the moorlands that I showed you, heading towards the Peak District and stuff. It was beautiful at the Eye Moorlands. It'd be nice if we could get back there at some point. Like I said, we got the house for sale here. The home for sale. But the market's taking a fucking dive at the moment, so that's that, folks. And we are now connected to the mains electric. We were on a generator at one point on the site that we're on. We still have our own gas tank. Not so much off grid anymore. And these trenches, they carry the excess rainwaters around the village, under the roads and down to the River Severn, which is, hang on, the River Severn, just through the tree line down there. And that's it, really, folks. We are in this little community of what they call park homes here, these mobile homes that are rested up on these concrete bases, and then there's a little brick base goes around the bottom, so they look permanent. They are permanent. There's permanent residency on it. You can stay 12 months of the year on them, live here permanently. We get the bins emptied, etc. Council taxed for living on here. The majority of the neighbours, 70s and 80s, and before the scamdemic, folks, we had walking groups, and post the scamdemic, the walking groups have completely and utterly ceased to be, apart from the fact that I walk around the village. I'm the only one that walks anywhere of distance anyway anymore, folks. And there's well over 100 of us on the site there that we're on. This village within a village, I call it. And the majority of people have got what they call long COVID, suffering all kinds of symptoms, cancers, falls all the time. And since it's Monday now, so since Thursday, we've had 4 ambulances in for people struggling, falling, struggling to breathe. So 4 separate addresses on the site that we're on. I talked to people that have now got COVID again, despite the fact that they've had anything from 5 boosters up to 10. One chap the other week said he'd had his 10th on the Saturday, and he fell over on the Sunday morning, hadn't a clue why, and asked me to check him over. He was bruised all around his ribs, front and around the back, where the ribs go around the back. And again, another 83, sorry, 20 year older than me. 83-year-old, yeah. Said he was fine. Just went outside, and down he went. And he's got cancer as well. He's been treated for cancer. He's taking these oral cancer medication. You couldn't make it up, folks. We've had people die on there suddenly. I've stopped worrying about it though. It just is what it is now. You've got to accept it. I've got to accept the fact that the neighbours now ain't healthy at all, and they were not so long ago, just a few short years ago, folks. I used to walk with the group of women, and they would be laughing and giggling, and then one of them got her cancers after her 2nd or 3rd shot, which messed her up for a good year and a half before she started slowly getting back on her feet. Another one of the group, she got what they call the long COVID, had to stay off work for 2 years. She's back in work now, but still constantly coughing, sneezing. Last week I talked to a guy who said, don't come near me, I've got COVID. So I walked up to him anyway. I said, I'll shake your hand, I'll give you an hug, I'll give you a kiss if you like, because I won't get it. And he said, why? I said, because I won't. I never get anything, which I don't. I don't get colds or flus or anything like that, folks. But I'm healthy and I'm careful. So he said, well, that's not being careful. So I said, well, I won't get it. He could pinpoint exactly where he got the symptoms, which is odd. I've not heard this before. But then you find out from people like Mark Steele that he's probably been zapped via the beamforming technology. He was driving back from Shrewsbury, which is 20 odd miles away from here, nearly 30 miles. And he can pinpoint exactly. He said he'd had the jab the day before. He was driving back towards Welshpool, and he passed a certain spot, and he said that with him having COVID before, he said he knew the symptoms. He's had it a few times before, but he was saying that he knew the symptoms, and they came on him immediately. Got to this one spot in the road, and all of a sudden he was overcome with everything, with the aches, with the nausea, with whatever it is that you get when you get flu or you get the COVID, whatever you call it, folks. And he said it hit him all at once, and he had to pull over and then drive carefully back to where he lives here, yeah? So just have a think about that. Mark Steele has told us many a times that if you're in range of this target acquiring technology, then you'll be targeted. You can be tracked, traced, you can be erased. You can be made very, very poorly with this stuff, folks. With this millimetre wave radiation, radar, LiDAR, weapons tech, folks, that surrounds us. It's in the air, it's everywhere. And he was convinced he got it there, he got the COVID there. There was only him and his wife in the car. He was getting over it last week as I spoke to him. He said, I'm still not right, so that's why I was saying keep away from him. But he said the horrible thing is now my wife's down with it. She's in bed really ill with it. And again, you know, they've had car sharing experiences here going to and from these booster places. And if you're from Welshpool here, you have to go to Newtown for your boosters. And if you're from Newtown, you have to go to Welshpool for your boosters. Have a think about that. Have a think about what game is being played there, folks. Because I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. Anyway, as you can see, absolutely no traffic whatsoever. We've been going now 17 minutes. You see no one most of the day, unless there's about 20 cars in the morning heading towards the school. And then there's probably the odd car during the day, and then the 20 cars going back, picking the kids up in the afternoon just after 3. And like I said, the majority of the traffic here is just for miles. It's just tractor after tractor. Farmer after farmer in their little Jeeps and their little Discoveries, Land Rovers and stuff. Right, so we're going to head back now. Gonna get these two breakfasts and have some more window frames to paint today. Come on. Come on, Ollie, we'll go and get some breakfast. But like I say, we're out always this early for the sights and sounds. I like seeing all this overgrowth that we so readily just trim away and deem as weed. But look at it, folks. You know, when they talk about Bill Gates and them and the World Economic Forum talk about rewilding, yeah, they cut all these hedgerows here. You see it all coming up. You see all the webbing as these moths. This is from the moths. I don't know if you can actually see it in the tree line here. Let's zoom in a little bit. You have all these pupae in there wiggling and jiggling, and these hedgerows here were trimmed back probably 8-9 weeks ago, and then look at the growth now. Look at it, it's a good 10-11 feet up in the air there. They normally chop it about my height, which is 6'2", 7 foot at best. So you can see this now, folks, well above me. So when they talk about this rewilding, the gates almost disappeared here. When they talk about the rewilding, it wouldn't take long, because all this growth here, this, you see it all here along the roadsides, it's trimmed regularly as well. And again, it's taken about 8-9 weeks to come up to fruition again. Well, I like seeing it. Gotta stop, there's a car coming. This is the first car of the day. One of my neighbours on his way to work. And if the World Economic Forum get their own road, folks, then so we have some more of this here. And all this webbing. So I'm taking it that these pupae have turned into the moths. And they've flown their web nest. See some more of it here on the top of the hedgerow there. So it's like the hedgerow's grown and had a grey hair in spots. Look at this one here. It's about 8-10 foot in length. There's nothing again and nothing left in this webbing. Right, let's get you back off the leash. Come here. And you can run free. There you go. And Peabody's new harnesses. Bought them both a new harness each. Come on. Right. I think that concludes the video for this morning. It's not all doom and gloom that I think about, folks, but the doom and gloom is all that surrounds us. We see the Long Mountain in the distance there, the redwoods. We see it all shrouded in this mist, this NASA utility fog that's much more than steam, moisture, vapour, condensation, etc., folks. It's not fog. It's a lot more than smog. It's a lot more than mist. It's from the chem mists. And I'll leave that with you, folks. It's like the road's going to be busy this morning. It always contradicts me when I tell people that we're lucky if we see much traffic on the road, and then all of a sudden 20 or 30 cars will appear. Come on, Nelly. Right, it's coming off.